What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Low Blow Network. Today we're talking about UFC 247. I am your host, Jimmy Jams. Alongside me, my co-host, Chris. What's going on, Chris?
What's going on, Jimmy James?
UFC 247 is going to be badass. Are you just as excited as me for these fights?
Oh, hell yeah, Jimmy. The card's stacked, you know what I'm saying? But I know your favorite fighter, Conor McGregor, is not on the card, but it's still going to be a good card.
Every fight can't be an Irish gorilla fight. We need some other fights. So John Jones, he's returning again, the man. Some people say the greatest fighter of all times. So who else is on this card, Chris?
So Jimmy, you know, we got the prelims on ESPN and stuff like that, but the main card, you know, is going to start off with a heavyweight fight.
The heavyweight, big boys.
Yeah, it's going to be Derek Lewis, Mr.
My balls are hot. I need something to cool my balls off, right? Mr. Derek Lewis.
Mr. Derek Lewis. He is fighting Ilir Latifi. So that's going to be the heavyweight bout, the first fight.
Okay. That's on the main card. There's still the prelims and that fight pass before that.
Correct.
Okay.
The second fight is going to be the featherweights. Mirsad Bektik versus Dan Ig.
Well, we got to let them little guys fight, too. They got to make a mark in the UFC. I know everybody be looking for the big boys, but sometimes you got to let them little guys in the ring, too.
Yeah, you got to let them go at it, you know?
Yeah, they're fast.
Yep. So after the featherweights, we got another heavyweight fight. It's going to be Juan Adams versus Justin Taffa.
Okay, that should be a pretty good fight. That one right there should be pretty good. And then after that, we got our two main events, right? We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Katlyn. What's her last name? I always murder her last name. Chookagian. Chookagian,
that's right.
Okay,
yeah.
Katlyn Chookagian. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. If you're watching this, girl, I'm sorry I murdered your name.
Her nickname is Blonde Fighter. So
okay,
maybe
I can definitely remember that one. The Blonde Fighter is fighting Valentina Shevchenko, which is usually a blonde fighter, but she dyed her hair because she's in this movie with Halle Berry or something like that.
Okay.
So, anyway, what do you think is going to go down in this fight, Chris? Valentina Shevchenko versus Katlyn.
James, you know, Shevchenko, the lady's got accolades that are like out of this world. You know what I mean? She's won 56 amateur kickboxing matches. She's a two-time gold medalist in the Beijing Olympics and the Olympics in Russia. You know, she's been doing this since she was a kid, and she's a seasoned vet. You know, she's a judo champ. She's got more accolades than you can count. You know, so this is definitely going to be a tough fight for the blonde fighter.
Yeah, definitely so. Now, I was looking into some of her background, and, you know, she's been competing herself in boxing. She was 15 years old. So she's been Golden Gloves. And, you know, I started looking into her stats, and she has no takedown attempts in the UFC. So I'm assuming her plan is to stand and bang with Valentina Shevchenko. What do you think? You think it's going to be a stand-up war, or do you think Valentina is going to know that and she's going to mix it up?
It's definitely going to be a stand-up war, but if it does go to the ground, you know, Kate is definitely no slouch. You know, she has a brown belt under Renzo Gracie. She also has she also trains with Frankie Edgar. So she's got a good team behind her, you know. So
Definitely a good team. I had seen and embedded where she was traveling into New York to train with the Gracie at the Gracie Academy there in New York, and also that she's training with world class boxers, seeing that she comes from a boxing background. The way I look at it though is we've seen Valentina Shevchenko fight Amanda Nunes. Some people say she is the greatest female fighter in the world to ever do it. Her and Cyborg are the most scariest women ever, and she did pretty good against Amanda Nunes. She lost 2 decisions, but very, very competitive fights. And we seen there that Valentina Shevchenko, she can take a punch. And I just don't think that Katlyn has enough power to put Valentina Shevchenko away. And if it turns into a stand-up fight, I think Valentina's power comes more from her combos. She's not known to just one shot you, knock you out, but she's more putting things together and mixing it up. And I think if she does that, that's her key to victory to this girl is, shoot, act like you're going to do the takedown just to have her guessing and, piece her up, of course, what Valentina Shevchenko wants to do. And, the girl's a monster. Since they moved her to 125, she's been on a tear. And, some people are saying they built that division for her.
But, she's definitely, because of her background with the kickboxing and Muay Thai, she's a Muay Thai specialist, so she's definitely going to be, you're definitely going to see some wheel kicks and stuff like that, But Kate, she's coming from a 2-fight win streak, She also, her last win was with a head kick versus Jen Maya. So,
Yeah, that was a really impressive performance. That's what's lined her up for this title shot. So what do you think her keys to success are? If she was to go out there and beat Valentina Shevchenko, what would she have to go out there and do? Just put her away?
She needs to be really unorthodox and really work on the counter punch and be able to move in and out with with her space in the fight. And
because I think Valentina, she moves in and out a lot, and she's good at judging distance. She knows how far she needs to come in. She knows when she has to come back. So, and she puts them spinning kicks together. She's so versatile in her attacks that she is going to be a hard person to figure out. Like, you just don't know what's coming with her. You're getting hit with a combo, but you don't know how she's really going to set that combo up. Now,
that's right.
Me, myself, I'm predicting that this fight will go the distance. I hate to say that. I know people hate them decisions, but I believe this fight will go the distance, and it will be a dominant performance by Valentina Shevchenko. I think on the feet, Katlyn don't have enough power to knock out Valentino. And I think far as combinations, that Shevchenko is going to outpoint her and be dominant at outpoint. It ain't even going to be close. It's going to be a walk in the park for her. What do you think? What do you think the outcome of that fight is going to be?
Kate's a great fighter. She's got a great team behind her, but she has nowhere the experience that Shevchenko has. She hasn't faced as many high-level opponents as her. So I definitely see Valentina knocking her out in the first round.
In the first round. So you're going with first round knockout from the bullet. And I'm saying it's going to go to decision. We will have to see. Only time will tell. Just a couple more days, and we will know the answers to that. Then it brings us to our main card, right? The main fight everybody's been waiting for. Johnny Bones Jones versus the Hungry Lion, up-and-comer, 12-0, Dominick Reyes, okay? This is going to be a good fight. The Devastator, right? So John Jones is already saying, the only shot this dude has is the big left. He has more tools in his toolbox to mix it up as far as the grappling and things like this. How do you see this fight playing out, and how is it gonna end, man? Is John Jones gonna catch the big left and go to sleep and everybody be like, oh my God, shock the world? Or is John Jones gonna go out there and perform like only John Jones can? A lot of people refer to this man as the greatest fighter ever do it. Now me, I don't lean that way because that dirty test he took for banned substances, right? So John Jones, John Jones is 25-1, which he took a loss to Matt Hamill for illegal strikes. And like you were saying to me that two losses. You said he got 2 losses, and the no contest against DC, right? Which it went to the decision, and then it was awarded a no contest later because John Jones tests positive for a banned substance. That's why I don't put John Jones in my greatest of all time list. Now, let me tell you this. If this man goes out here and wins, and then he moves to the heavyweight, and he runs through the heavyweights, you will hear myself go, John Jones is the greatest fighter to ever do it. So, Chris, what do you think the keys to victory are for Dominick Reyes? How does he beat John Jones, the unbeatable force that is John Jones?
Well, James, John Jones is definitely a legend killer. He trains with Greg Jackson and Winkle. And, Jones has faced Lyoto Machida, Rampage, Glover, you name it. So he's got a very high fight IQ. So I would say the only chance that Reyes has to beat Jones is to stay away from the cage, stay away from the clinch, and the ground and pound, and just work his angles, and stay away from that reach of John Jones, and be able to work in and out, and then just try to hit him with that big left hand.
Yeah, because John Jones, he actually has a 7.5-inch reach on Dominick Reyes. I think John Jones is coming in at an 84.5-inch reach, and Dominick Reyes at a 77-inch reach.
Now, James, what Jones usually does with high-level strikers, we've seen it with Lyoto, which is one of my favorite fighters, Belfort, guys like that. If he feels that he can't strike with them, what he's going to do is put him against the cage, hit him with those elbows.
Yeah, that dirty box and that clinch fighting that he likes to do. And I do believe this fight will be won in the clinch. I do believe that. I think that's the difference between him and Dominick Reyes. I do believe Dominick Reyes, John Jones has fought a lot of big strikers, people that hit really hard. And John Jones has held up through the test of time. Now, if he says he only has the big left, but, I've seen Dominick Reyes throw some good body kicks, some good head kicks. The guy's 12-0, undefeated, so he has that drive to be a winner. He hasn't tasted that defeat. He don't know defeat. And in his mind, he's probably not scared of nothing because he's never tasted defeat. He don't have to be scared. He's going out there like, I can't be touched. Nobody else touched me. And sometimes that confidence carries over into a fight. Now, it is the big show. It is the big stage. It's the biggest event that Dominick Reyes has been put onto. Is he going to go out there and perform as he always does? Or is he going to get them octagon jitters that we hear so much about?
I was just going to say the octagon jitters are definitely going to play a factor for Reyes, because he is on a 12-fight win streak, but his only notable fights are against Weidman, which he fought last fight, and OSP. So he really hasn't fought no one the caliber of John Jones. So
definitely not the caliber of John Jones, I wouldn't think. All around mixes it up. John Jones is a deadly guy. He's definitely one of the best fighters in the world. Like I said, the only problem I ever had with John Jones, not calling him the GREAT, is because of them dirty drug tests. If he had never passed 30, I would say he is the greatest fighter to ever do it. So I know Dominick Reyes has his hands full.
Well, Jones on a 3-fight win streak after that fight with DC, so he's definitely trying to, reclaim his legacy.
Yeah,
he does have a couple.
This will be his 4th fight in 13 months. So he's really active after the suspension. So, he did get suspended for that picogram. It was just a picogram, people, right? Whatever that may be. Pico, yeah, right. So anyway, John Jones is back. He's looking hungry. He's taking this guy really seriously. He says he is anyway. He said last time he didn't take somebody seriously, it was Gustafsson, and he almost lost. So he's taking this guy as, he is a real threat. That left hand could possibly knock him out, and he's saying that he's not going to give him the opportunity to do that.
James, after this fight, there's not much left for John Jones. He already took out the best of the best. Pretty much everybody in the division. Reyes is pretty much the last of the Mohegans. He's the last guy that could possibly take out Jones. After this fight, I don't really see much in the light heavyweight division for Jones.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to have to move up to the heavyweight division.
I agree with that. I believe there's some good fights in the heavyweight division for him. Do you think he could run through the heavyweight division?
If he doesn't go to the heavyweight division, he always had that fight with Israel Adesanya. There's been a little feud going on there. But yeah, definitely. If he bulks up and does some strength and conditioning, which we have seen Jones before in the past,
Yeah, he was bulking up pretty big, and then he pissed dirty for a picogram though. So I don't. So we gotta watch that one. I don't know if we want him to bulk up too big and not be able to fight. So.
But yeah, if the UFC gives him like a tune-up fight, introduce him to the heavyweight division, I think a good fight would be Alistair Overeem to kind of welcome him to the division. That would be a great fight.
That would be an awesome fight because Alistair Overeem, he tests positive for a picogram. Also, it could be for the picogram title.
Exactly. Or who knows? That's funny. Or who knows? Derek Lewis, if he gets a big win on the card, maybe he'll call out John Jones. Who knows?
Oh, that would be great because they were on a press conference together too today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And John Jones was talking about how much he respected him. He was kind of being really, really nice to Derek Lewis. Like, I might have to fight this guy. Let me be nice right now, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
he knows
that would be good to see. Dareem or Derek Lewis fight him. Anybody in the heavyweight. I'm intrigued to see him fight at heavyweight.
And then, of course, the fight they might try to do is the DC fight because I believe DC is a heavyweight now as well. So that fight might end up happening.
That would be awesome. I don't know if that's because I've seen John Jones say the beef with DC's over. I don't even know if he wants that fight now.
Also mentioned he wants to retire soon, so who knows?
Yeah, it would be great to see that. So let me ask you this. What is your prediction for John Jones, Dominick Reyes? How does it happen? When does it get done? Let us know, Chris.
I'm gonna say second round. Against the cage, like I said, grinding him out, not giving him much space in the clinch, hitting him with those elbows. Hurting him bad. He did mention that he wanted to cut him up because Reyes has never been cut before in a fight, and I see him getting choked out, similar to like the Machida fight.
Similar to the Machida fight. Now, your prediction's not too far off from my prediction. I think the same thing. I think the fight is going to be won in the clinch. I think John Jones is going to, keep his distance with that knee kick, that front straight kick he likes to do to everybody's knee. He's going to keep his distance. He's going to throw little jabs and circle to stay away from that big left. So we'll see him circling. And he's going to clinch him up. I think he's going to push him against the fence. He's going to start that dirty box and them elbows, them spinning elbows, them little knees to the thighs, and start to break him down. I think Dominick Reyes is a good, strong fighter for 3 rounds. And I think he can do 3 rounds with John Jones. But
he's a former athlete.
Yeah, I think, but once it gets into the champion rounds, there's a difference between an athlete, Dominick Reyes is going to learn this, and a champion. And when they get into that 4th championship round, John Jones is going to turn up the heat, and they're going to stop the fight. He's going to beat them down. And I do see it ending in some type of submission, either a rear naked choke or some type of arm lock from the top, okay? So it'll happen like that. Either John's going to get his back from dropping him and choke him out, or he is going to submit him in some type of arm lock, I would say halfway into the 4th. That's my prediction for the fight. If you're a gambling man, put your money right there.
Either way, overall, between the women fighting on the co-main event and the big main event with John Jones and Reyes, it's going to be a great card, man.
That's what I think. I think the 2 fights that are on the card is worth the pay-per-view buy. 2 great fights, so there's no way you can lose money. I think everybody wins. The fans are going to win Saturday night. That is for sure. No matter who comes out, I'm hoping for the upset. Like, I would love to see John Jones lose. Now, we ain't even talked about that. What happens, Chris, if John Jones loses to Dominick Reyes? Nobody's giving Dominick Reyes a chance, but let's give this man a chance. What if this man dethrones John Jones. Then it stops the heavyweight move. It sets up
Yes,
the
it does.
rematch for him, because if you can't get past this guy, why would you go to the heavyweights? You know what I'm saying? So it could change the whole landscape of fighting overnight. And same thing for Katlyn in the Valentina Shevchenko fight. So these are two major fights, and you know we can't count the man out. Everybody has a chance. Styles make fights on any given night. Anything could happen, and we could walk away with a new light heavyweight champion.
Well, James, don't forget, Jones trains with Greg Jackson. You know, that's the same coach that George St. Pierre used to have, and
Yeah.
you know, George St. Pierre just had win after win. You know, they pretty much analyze all their opponents, and they come with a strategy for each fight. So we'll see, James. You know, I think Jones got it.
I think Jones is going to take it also, but we just can't count the man completely out. And look, guys,
No.
if you guys are brand new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Triangle choke the subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications. And me and Chris want to thank you personally for tuning in tonight, and we will see you in the next Low Blow Network video. Peace.
Peace.